Well, it has been 2 days since I've been able to touch this, but I had taken the transmission pan off. That cardboard was dry when I took the transmission pan off, and it is still dripping. That's the joys of transmissions. The next joy I have is to remove the solenoid block. There's a few things to do to get that off, but it'll be full of fluid too. So I'll probably end up being covered in transmission fluid. Oh joy, oh joy. Oh, let's have a look at the filter. Okay, let's see how bad these magnets are. I meant to do this the other day and never got round to it. Well, there's a fair bit of grey sludge on it. I can't say it's awful, and there's no big chunks, which is a plus. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. The next task that I want to try and achieve is to drain the torque converter. Now, in theory, there should be a hex plug on it, but you have to turn the engine over to get to it, which means I'll have to put the car into neutral. So yeah, this is going to be fun to do, to say the least. So let me see if I can find the plug. Hopefully it's got one. Here on the bell housing is a plug. That plug has to come out. Behind it you will see the torque converter. Then, with the screwdriver, you should be able to turn the engine. Now this is with the car in neutral. Got a feeling this plug's going to break when I take it out, but let's give it a go. Now, having removed this plug also on the transmission, you then need to move the engine. And that is just a matter of getting a screwdriver in there and carefully turning it. But each time you move it, check up inside the hole to see if you can see the drain plug, which I can't, so I've got to keep going. And I'm turning it in the direction the engine would normally rotate. The plug from the round hole there, yeah, that just disintegrated, so I'm going to have to see if I can get a new one of those. Other than that, I'll figure something out to cover the hole up. You don't want crap going in there. And the only reason I'm doing all this is I want to try and get as much fluid out as I can. And hopefully that will help prevent the contamination, or at least reduce the amount of contamination on the new fluid. So let's get on with it, and then I'll show you as soon as I get to the plug. Well, I took that bung out hoping to find a drain plug on the torque converter. There isn't one. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may be just stuck and have to do this transmission fluid change and then do another one later. We will have to see how this goes. Now, in order to remove this solenoid block, this has to come down. And I think that's the lock for the wiring harness. You see, you pull that down. And there's the wiring harness. See if I can show you. Hang on a second. Can you see that plug there? Right there, that plug, that big round plug, that's got to come out. And I believe I'm correct in saying that's what this clip does. It prevents that plug from coming out. So let me see if I can get my hand on it. Does it pull or does it twist? it seems that it turns. And I guess that locks the plug in. Yes, that's it. Okay, all right. Hang on a second. There. Right, now hang on, I'll see if I can get you a better view of that plug. You probably didn't see me pull that out. Okay, there it is there, hiding. It only goes in one way, and the ring on the outside turns to release it. So it'll only go in one way. There's a keyway on it. Let me, again, so I'm just, bear with me while I try and get you a decent view of it here. You see there's a keyway on it. And once you've got that keyway lined up and push the plug back in, then you do up the ring that's on the outside there, and then push up the plastic piece that I pulled down a few moments ago. Right. Now we need to undo, I believe, there'll be those three there, and there's some bigger ones. Oh, hang on a second. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, it'll be these here that need to come out. There's three there. And then the rest of the T40 ones that you can find. There's one there. One there. Looks like one there. And obviously the best way to confirm is to look at the new unit you're about to put in, assuming you are. And if you're not, then, well, just keep watching and I'll show you where it is. 1, 2, 3. Oh. You don't want to undo the other ones because they're what hold the unit together. Oh, and also do note the linkage here. So when you're putting the new one back in, you get that lined up. Otherwise, you ain't going to be changing gears. Okay. Let me get my, I think it's a T40, and look at the new solenoid block and see where the ones that go through are. Okay, as I previously mentioned, these are a T40. There is three here. One there that I've already taken out, and two. Then there's another one here, and then there's the three up here. Now, I've left these in just a few threads because what I intend to do now, and hopefully it'll work, is give it a jiggle and a piggle and see if I can loosen it, and then it will drop onto those bolts and won't go crashing on the floor, and hopefully not cover me in too much transmission fluid. So let's give it a go. Okay, there's another one here. They're easy to spot, but there's so many there. I missed that one. Still got it now. Yep, and I discovered another one right there. One thing I forgot to mention and have just discovered is before you can remove the solenoid valve body, you need to pull this out. This goes around the round electrical connection, and it has a thread on it, but that is only for the locking ring for the cable. This just literally pulls out, but it will fight you. Right, let's now remove the body. Now here is the replacement body. I did notice that these are different colours. I don't think it makes any difference. There is that piece I showed you just now. This is the new one, and the new tube. Plus, in here are those rubber pieces. I'll be putting those all in with lubricant. This is the body, the one I've just taken out. All of this has to come off, and that, and probably this piece here, which is a plastic piece. So first things first, I got to tidy up in here. My fucking bench is a hell of a mess. So I'm going to tidy up, get this dripping and cleaning. Oh, one other thing. There, look. You do get covered in transmission fluid. Hey, why the fuck do I do this shit? I don't know. Glutton for punishment. Okay. Transmission fluid everywhere. Right, this is going to be quite a process, and it will be subject of the next video. All of the stuff on here has to come to here, with the exception of the valves. These are the replacement ones. These are the originals from 2006. I've yet to figure out how to close this, and I've got to figure that out because once it's in the car it's going to be tricky to do. But I've got pieces here that need to come off. Obviously, well, hang on, let me show you. That's them both the same way up. So that goes into here, that lot goes onto there, and then there is another piece underneath, that piece there, which is part of this whole kit and caboodle. Not quite sure yet how it all comes apart. That will be something. Yeah, looks like this. Hang on. Gotta be careful, don't break this piece off, which is why I'd like to shut it. Yeah, that's resting on a pin there. There are bolts into it. Yeah, I've got to figure out how to slide this back. I don't know how. It's as simple as that. I don't know. Oh, what's that? It's a piece of metal there. Oh, I got a feeling that when the plug's in, it pushes this piece of metal back. Hang on, let me see if I can show you. There's a piece of metal there. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. Now all I've got to do is figure out how to release it. Oh, through that hole there. That might work. Okay. Wow, they don't make this easy. Try not to break it. God, if I break this, I'm in real shit. That doesn't want to go easily. Well, that's what it is, folks. I think. Or am I wrong? Oh, that's on that, okay. Don't think anybody ever tells you how this works. Okay, hang on. I could be lying to you. Right. There is a little notch there and a notch there. Sorry, hopefully you're seeing that. Notch there, notch there. And this metal piece, you have to push it back and then that will slide up. Wow. Glad I saw that before I broke it. So yeah, if you're ever doing it, that's what it is. There's a little recess there and a recess there. Just push it in whilst you're keeping pressure on this. That will allow you to shut this up. And the reason I want to do that, as I mentioned, is I don't want to break it. Right, now I can start doing shit. First, I need to look at it and decide how it comes apart. Back to the old Monty Python, it's all there ready, baby. Now all you've got to do is get it in the right order. And I think, let me have a look at this. I think I undo that screw and that screw first. That should allow me, that screw, and that screw first. Wow. Then there's that screw. Wow. All right, as I said, this is going to be subject of another video. This is going to take a little bit of thought. So that's going to hurt. But at least now, I haven't got that piece sticking up to break off. Hopefully I won't break anything off, but hey, you never know. Right, that's the end of this video. Get out of my garage, go do some shit. And the next video you see will be me moving this shit from one to the other. We'll see how that goes. Let's try again. Right, I have sort of Torx tools here, very handy ones, from one of my favourite stores, Harbour Freight, or as my wife calls it, Sky Harbour, after the airport in Phoenix. So I should have everything I need there to take this apart, and if not, I do have my trusty ones here. So now I've got to figure out how this all comes apart. Oofta. That was my friend Lynn Girk. Swedish? Swedish, Danish, not sure what nationality. I believe she was also from Wisconsin. I used to work with her. We were good friends. We would go for drinks together. That was all. Lovely lady, lovely daughter, a son who joined the forces, so thank you for your service. All right, I'm off on a tangent there. You don't give a shit about that, do you? Right, let's have a look. Well, I guess the only thing to do is to start undoing things. Maybe if I undo those screws, this piece will come out. No, because it's got to go out that way. I don't know. What do we reckon? I'm guessing at a T30. Ooh, that's a tight T30, so maybe not a 30. What's the one underneath a 30? It's this one, which I guess, and I am guessing, is a 25. Oh, that's a bit loose, but now this is, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, okay? So you like these, you hold that there, and just spin them. And I'm going to keep everything close at hand, just in case I'm wrong and I need to put them back in. Don't forget, with this piece, under here, you must make sure you keep that cog lined up. Okay, nothing's moving. Probably because this is right on top of it. So let's figure out how this comes out. I guess we start with this screw here. Another one of them long ones. Yep, they're all the same length so far. Now, next. Give me a second here. I'm going to assume that one, that one, that one, that one. I'll find out, won't I? Whoops, don't you do that. Maybe this will all come away as one big thing. The thing is, I don't know. Learn by my mistakes, guys. Ooh, note, not as long as the others. Yeah. Now these don't have to come out because I'm not taking the solenoids out. That would appear to be that. Right, let's have a look. What else do I think I need to undo? Right, there is one here. I've got a feeling this all comes out as one big piece. Thank God I'm videoing this. Another long one. Yeah, and that's the cog I was saying. You must make sure you keep that aligned here. Right. Now, there is a pin there holding this. Should be no more screws there. That's not coming out yet. There is something still holding it. Probably, I'm going to guess at that one there. And we'll see. Now this video is going to be handy for me when I'm putting it back together. To see, that may not be one of the screws needed. There is one there, definitely, which is that one. Another long one, you see. And then there's gonna be, hang on. So there's no screw in there. No screw in there, I've already taken it out. There's a pin there. Just trying to make sure I got the screws out that need to come out. It appears that way. Now I'm assuming this comes off as one big beautiful unit. That feels loose. So So that's quite loose, but a little bit of a problem here. Okay. It's a bit nerve-wracking when you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I've never been into a transmission as deep as this before. Just not something I do. Wow. There it is. How about that? One big ass piece. And that. It's nice to know that it comes off as one unit. And that means it goes back on as one unit. Thusly, oh, that was too fucking easy. That really was too easy. So now all I've got to do is put the screws back in, and that would then tell me that this piece is now redundant. Look at that lovely little plunger there. Nothing like a good old plunger. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Alright, stop fucking around, will you? Oh dear. Got the snivels. Right, I'm going to put this in a box. I'm going to contact the people I bought the kit from once I'm sure it works. And say, hey look, I have no use for this. If you want to pay the shipping, you can have it. He may not. Other than that, it goes in the trash, which to me seems an awful fucking waste. Wow. Now, if I'm left with one screw over at the end of this, I won't be surprised. Why? Because I think maybe I took one screw out that I didn't need to. Now, these, I believe, get you one in there, get you one in there. Right, let's just do these up loosely. Right. Couple more screws in here somewhere. Not sure. I think it was there. Now, another long one. Is it there? No. There. Nope, that's a short one. See, gotta get the short ones right. Good. I think that's a short one in there, and there, and there. So get those in. Yeah, you see I've got one long one left over at the moment, although, hang on, I'm not going to count my chickens on that. because I got a feeling there wasn't a long one left over, it was a short one if anything. So let me keep looking once I've done this. Yep, and there it goes in there. How about that? So, there you go. Now you've had a complete in-depth assembly instructions. Just pinching every one of these up. Yeah, and it's a, so I think it's a T30. Well folks, that was easier than expected, certainly quicker than expected. So the next thing is to put it back in the car, but do note we'll have to release the clip again, which is expected. Again, can't emphasize this enough, make sure you got that lined up. See there, I've got it, it's caught. So I've got it in the right place, and then when you put the gearbox in, make sure it goes into there. There's a peg that goes into there. So that's good. Just give that a quick clean. Now, as previously mentioned, I was going to drain the torque converter. Unfortunately, I can't. It doesn't have the drain plug, which is really fucking annoying because it could. The Mercedes does, why doesn't the Jaguar have it? It's the same fucking gearbox as far as I'm aware. Anyway, my plan now is to just put the transmission fluid in, drive it for, I don't know, a couple of thousand miles maybe, drain it again, but not take the filter out, just drain it again, and refill it, check the condition, and then again another couple of thousand miles and drain it again. Not the most economical way to do it. I could try disconnecting the pipes from the cooler. I'll see how easily accessible they are before I make that final decision, but I cannot take them off at the transmission end, which is a shame because that would be really great if I could do it there, but I can't. So the plan is that I will look underneath, see if I can do it at the cooler end so that I can pump fluid through, which is not easy to do because it's not like you fill it up from the top, you fill it up from the side. Yeah, we'll take it from there. Bollocks. Alright, next video now in what should I say? The next video will be me putting this back in, getting the tubes out that go in here, getting this piece out that goes here, getting this piece that goes here. This really is the end of this video. I didn't plan on including this section, but as it didn't take me as long as I expected, because it all came off in one big lump, you got the bonus. Now get out in the garage and do some shit.